Hello Taurus, how's it going? Thank you so much for checking out my channel here at Reflexive Moon Tarot. My name is Sarah and I'll be hosting this reading for you happening for the full moon in Aquarius. So, let's get into these cards. Also, biggest takeaway from full moon in Aquarius. We're not going to talk too much about this. We're going to go straight into cards for the most part, but channeling your sense of innovation, of unconventional forms, unconventionalism, if that's an ism, humanitarianism, all the positive Aquarian traits that really are defining this new age that we're in, age of technology and among other things, of liberation, of intuition, looking to the sky for answers, seeing that we are just a speck in the universe, and understanding the importance of sustainability when it comes to humanitarianism and liberation. It's not going to work if we're burning out constantly. It's not going to work if we aren't taking care of ourselves. Self-care is the name of the game. So, is there someone that you need to give the boot to? You need to call Tyrone. Oh my gosh, I love Erykah Badu. So, the boot. The boots. These boots are made for walking. Maybe the boots that you're wearing are not made for walking and you need to invest in some more appropriate footwear for the purpose of actually moving as opposed to looking the part of wearing fancy boots. What else? What else does boot have to say? It's reverse. So there might be some forward, like a blockage in your forward movement. Speaking of movement, the boot is about preparation as well. Like strap up your boots and get ready. It's also about discipline, like the shoes that you walk in type of deal. So what is your discipline? What does your sense of discipline look like? Or like, what is it that you do for a living type of deal? Preparing for action within your discipline. That can mean many things, so it is open for interpretation. Let's see what the Zammer's got to say. We have omniscience. I don't speak Latin. I did take Latin class, though, in high school for 1 year. And it was one of the funniest classes I ever took. So, shout out to Joan, my grade 9 and 10 language teacher, who was one of the funniest teachers I ever met. So important to have a good teacher, isn't it? And teachers are so, like, a good, humble teacher that knows that they are there for the students and that the students are also there for them to learn as well is such an important sense of, like, humility an individual can have. I really need to memorize this deck. But anyways, I really need to look this up because I have no idea what this means. 1 second here. So bear with as we search it up. Okay. Number 5 might be of significance to you on some level. Endless creativity. So yeah, just looking at the card, it's very sun related. I should have just opened up my eyeballs, right? And we're talking endless creativity. We're talking consistent, endless creativity. And that rings so true to this Aquarian energy as well. So you're channeling your vast knowledge and perception, or maybe you need to a little bit more within like the discipline, be more disciplined with what it is that you're doing. You have, like, you're very powerful. You're very, very powerful. And in terms of your morale, you know, this is something that you may want to, like, you may want to walk your talk a little bit more, or there could be someone within your circle that you feel needs to walk their talk, and it might be time for you to sort of step back, you know, set a boundary. But yeah, setting standards is something that you may be finding yourself doing in the very near future, Taurus. So what's the bar for you? What type of bar do you want to set for the people that you surround yourself with, right? So let's see what the tarot cards gotta say. Okay. So we're completing a cycle. You may have been experiencing some mental anguish on some level. You may have gone through some stuffs that changed you. You learned from it. You grew from it. It might have been, or probably was, quite painful on some level. But this is sort of at the core of your concern, where you know that it's done. It's like there's nothing that you can do about it. You're ready to move on and like refresh your mind. And this is a great time to do that with an air moon. Why not, right? We've got that power at our fingertips, I guess. Yeah, fingertips right here. Okay? So, do you see the way out? Do you find that you're stuck in your head a little bit too much? And that, you know, the boundaries that you've created for yourself, or the situation that you're involved in, it's almost like you've like dug a hole for yourself and you're in the thick of it. And all you have to do is just find your way back out, because you kind of put yourself there on some level. Now, if you experienced something that was out of your control, like trauma is not your fault. That trauma is not your fault, but you're responsible for doing the work to process and move on and learn how to live your life again, having this experience that you now walk with. So don't let it trap you. You need to step out of yourself. So it's being trapped in your mind, or yeah. So we have the Page of Pentacles wanting to come through reversed. So overlooking the situation, there could be an individual you might have sought guidance from who was not the right person. They were too immature. Or you might have, like, you might be concerned, or like the universe might be telling you about a young person in your life, and they could be several things. They are not grounded. They need to learn how to ground, have a relationship with the land, and also learn how to make money. They're not making money, or they're not concerned with making money. And they might, like, teaching them how to manifest money in a way that is most likely ethical, or in a way that's grounded, balanced. I'm just like, when it comes to a relationship with the land and having skills and knowledge, like that just is the first thing, is grounded in ethics, in a relationship with the earth and what it means to be living on it, which is really tricky when you think about how removed we are from the earth in the mode of production we are forced to function in at this time, or that we inflict on ourselves as a collective group of human beings. The Wheel of Fortune. So luck might be on your side on some level, but either way, this is like your soul, who you are, where you come from, where you're at in this world, this is what was meant for you on some level. This is the life that you chose. I don't know how else to put it. Like, we could get into talks about, karma, which is not really something that is that I really feel comfortable talking too much about. Just, this is where you are. This is where you're situated. It's where you're meant to be. And you know this. You're fully aware that you are, that you either chose where you chose this, or I feel like this is just something also too, that this is what you manifested. You manifested on some level. Something. So you have experience knowing what it is to be content and happy with what it is that you're doing, with your health, with your career. You also know what it is to be content with taking responsibility for those that which you care for. And also the 9 is kind of like a privileged place to be in as well. It's not necessarily the 10 where it's like the ultimate, you have a legacy of inheritance that you've created for future generations. But this is more so you being happy and having a lot of privilege compared to folks that do not have the means to make ends meet, or, dealing with abject poverty. So this young person, this could be the same, the Page of Pentacles reverse and also the Page of Swords. This could also be you. You want to learn more. There's something that you want to learn about. Emotionally, you're in the right place to take on that challenge, to start learning. This could be like professional communication. It could also be just learning how to defend yourself. Learning how to defend yourself, even learning how to have a better relationship with the land, how to live off the land. Seasons and just wildlife, like our relationship with all the things, right? People see, like within your environment, it appears that you are sad or you're down about a relationship. But that could have a lot to do with the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. So you were in despair on some level, or very conflicted on an emotional level. But you do, you want to channel this inner King of Swords, this person that is a master of what it is that they do, that knows how to listen to their guides, their ancestors, that has an understanding of emotional intelligence, and that also is just able to command people into putting their emotions in check. Like, you can sort of set the tone in a space. And that doesn't necessarily, it's not like rainbows and Skittles. It's like you can tell people to smarten up and settle down. That is what the King of Swords is able to do. They're able to tell people to listen. Hurry up and listen. Listen to my words, right? And they'll also make a room, they'll fill a room up with joy with their witty humor. And, the dad jokes comes to mind. But that's not necessarily the case. Super transformative, able to get people thinking, is the King of Swords. So this is what your ultimate goal is, to sort of channel that type of power. And you want to be able to give back. You want to be in a spot. This is a privileged spot too, like philanthropy. There's You can be very critical of philanthropy. So be mindful of where you, like how you move through this period of generosity. This can also be a period of receiving as well. There's two sides to this. The recipient of the generosity, or is it really generosity? Or the person that is giving away to those who are in need. So just remember privilege and what that means. But at the end of the day, you are ready. You're ready for love. You're ready to love again despite this feeling of loneliness, maybe sorrow. You might be over it though on some level. But maybe it could be those situations where everybody sort of acts like you're only going to be happy if you find somebody. So that's not always the case, but you can also be ready for love and open to that at some point, or ready to just congregate with some like-minded people who are, that you're meant to share meaningful experiences with. So, do we want to clarify anything? Can we clarify this let's clarify the 6, because there's some type of loss I was feeling, like just didn't really hit the mark. The Wheel of Fortune came through again. So, that is so weird. And the 3 of Cups. So maybe it is that you are not meant to be congregating at this time. Interestingly, we have the 7 of Cups. You sort of need to make a decision about what direction you want to take with regards to your money, how you want to manifest money, how you want to learn and grow. And there is going to be something related to, I don't want to say starving yourself, but like depriving yourself as a method of control, or the opposite of like getting things under control. I just feel like there's something like you have a hunger or a thirst that you have been starving out for quite some time. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to feed it. There's just something that you need to maybe compensate on some level, or it's just going to get in the way. Yeah. Yep, don't want to get in the way. Don't let your thirst get in the way. All right? You can have balance with that. What is that thirst to you? That's a great question. What does it mean to you, this thirst? What is your understanding of it? And also, how can you stay in balance and do all of the things, like stay healthy, make money, and practice what it is that you're good at, while also sort of keeping this thirst? This congregation, right? It's not centered in consumption of alcohol. I would like to make that clear. This could all be some grape juice or green Kool-Aid. Okay? Like it is. I just picked that because it's my favorite color of Kool-Aid. It's whatever you want. Okay? And you got to be around people that want the same thing. That's the idea with this one. Although, one of these people can be the designated driver. Just saying. That doesn't... Maybe that's who you are. Because... Yeah, that's a tricky one, eh? Such a tricky one. Damn. Let's stick with water. Water is life. Throw some ice in it. Cool off. It's refreshing. Right? Who wants to drink some water with you and have a good time? Okay? Find out. All right. Take it easy, Taurus, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.